Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh. And today we have an awesome Walking Dead video for you. That is Dante and Cole. Will Cole be taking Dante's storyline from the source material comic books?
Yeah, guys. So, spoiler warning for the Walking Dead comic book source material. If you haven't read it, get caught up. Or if you don't mind learning, we kind of touched over this in a previous video, kind of going back to the actual Dante who played him in Season 9. But, so right off the bat, you know, when we first saw Dante in Season 9, we kind of got excited because we were thinking, okay, is this going to be like the Dante in the source material? And it turned out, no,
complete 180 from Dante's storyline in the source material.
But there was a reason for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually a very good reason. I thought they did that storyline very well.
They did. So the reason that they had to change the story Angela Kang mentioned is because Lauren Cohan was gone. So they were originally going to kind of do part of the storyline. And what we're talking about, guys, is Dante and Maggie do kind of have a relationship, but we'll get into it. It isn't more of a relationship, it's more of a lust, really, on Maggie's end.
Really?
Oh yeah, we'll get into it. So, so I
guess I don't remember.
Yeah, so they had to change Dante's story because Lauren Cohan was gone, so they changed him into a Whisperer, which we thought it was a very cool idea. It was a complete change that we were just like, wow, and actually we really loved it.
I did. I thought that the actor that played Dante, played a really good villainous role. Like it was just, he was great.
People right off the bat knew something was off. There were people in our comments like, he's a Whisperer. And I kept going back like, no, this is Dante. He's with our group. He's not going to be a Whisperer. It's fine. And then I'm like, wow, like my head exploded. Like, okay, he is a Whisperer.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So in the source material, guys, Dante becomes infatuated with Maggie. Maggie is still dealing with the loss of Glenn, of course, and she's kind of shot down his pursuits at least a couple times, saying, "I'm not going to love or be with another man other than Glenn."
Yeah, she tells him at one point that she will never be with another man, and that was kind of like, you know, you thought, okay, well, she's just going to go to the grave with you know, losing Glenn and not moving on, and that changed over time.
It did. It was kind of after the Whisperer War where Maggie, and this is where I kind of go back to saying it was more of a lust thing, because how the story ended up for Dante, it was after the Whisperer War. They did hook up. They did have a kind of a sexual relationship. But then, like, the Commonwealth story came apart. You know, Dante did go to the Commonwealth. And in the source material, later on, they took a 25-year time skip, and we never heard from Dante again. And there, as far as we know, they never really had, quote unquote, a relationship.
That's where your comment of lust is
That's where I was
from.
calling more of lust.
Yeah, I guess it's never really said because there just wasn't enough time. I don't remember exactly when they had sex in the shed.
It was a while after the Whisperer War, things going on, and
I'm pretty sure pretty quickly was the 25-year jump. So there really wasn't enough time for the creator Robert Kirkman to develop that relationship, assuming that he even had plans to develop it in the first place.
Yeah. So the reason that we're talking about Cole is we get introduced to Cole, and I think you mentioned in our reaction, you were like, I'm having a lot of Dante vibes, and a lot of other people have been doing that as well. People were posting on Twitter of a picture of Cole and Dante, wondering, is this going to be the comic book storyline? Because what I found very interesting is when they were standing there looking at Hilltop, Cole said, "So you really want to go back to this place, Alexandria, to the man who murdered her husband?"
So we all go to Alexandria and live next door to the guy who torched this place? Same guy who killed her husband. All right?
It was like, oh, so you know about Negan. I'm not surprised Maggie may have told you because, you know, you're part of the group and she shared, but I am kind of surprised she did share that level of intimacy, because that's pretty intimate to tell somebody else. Because, you know, to say...
Well, to tell that your husband died is one thing. To tell the details of how your husband died, like, that takes a lot to talk about. Because, you know, I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but a typical person is not going to talk about and relive the details of their loved one dying.
Yeah, true. So...
except for to someone that they trust and care about.
Yeah. And you kind of... I don't know about you, but I kind of picked up on something a little bit as well when... Cole and Elijah first came to Maggie, and he said Herschel's fine, he's safe. you kind of saw a look of Maggie, of course, of relief about Herschel, but you kind of picked up on something.
Okay. Herschel's fine. Don't worry.
Everyone else?
Someone tied the rendezvous.
It was very subtle. It may have just been me. I'm not sure if anybody else picked on, but it was kind of like the way that you would speak to somebody that you're maybe in a relationship with, like, he's fine, he's good. Like, maybe Cole has some type of relationship with Herschel.
It's definitely something where Cole is Maggie's protector.
Yeah, they both are, really.
Yeah.
Him and Elijah, but...
Yeah, it just seems like Cole is... it just seems like Cole's that main protector for Maggie. But Maggie has that way of... getting people to adore her. Not like adore her, but follow her. She's a leader.
She is a natural leader, yeah. So, I mean, would this be a good idea for the AMC to do that story? Yes and no. I mean, there isn't too much with Dante's comic book story other than he does try to have a relationship with Maggie, and there isn't much else after that. But, of course, as we know, the writers with AMC can build upon those missing storylines that we don't get to make a character that we may enjoy. But I think we've mentioned this before when we were talking about the Dante character. Yes, we would kind of love to see Maggie she's never going to move on fully, but would you want to see her in a romantic or another romantic relationship with someone else?
It's kind of fitting that we're in the last season. Right?
I know, right?
And we're just now getting this.
Right.
And here we are. Or here we were in the source material where it was the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the timelines fit, so it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I just don't think... Look, I'd love to see it, but I don't think that they're going to dwell on that.
It's not going to be the focal
show.
It's not going to be a focal point because from what we've heard, even with these 6 additional episodes, a lot of the story was going to be in season 11. They cut it out. And season 11, of course, with the final season, it's going to build more with the Commonwealth. We may still get the Reapers following into it, but it's not going to be much. But having her have a romantic thing, they may do something. Maybe we'll see him kiss, and that'll be about it. But hopefully he doesn't die or anything. But no more loss for her.
I don't think. I don't think they're good. They shouldn't. There should not be any more loss for Maggie.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, would it be a good idea? Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine if they want to give her somewhat of a romantic relationship. Maybe you can call it dating. Maybe they are kind of getting romantically involved a bit, but maybe it doesn't go past that line, so to speak, to where she cares enough for him as she did for Glenn.
Yeah,
to a sense, you know.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool. I'm more intrigued about Cole now, like Cole and Elijah, to learn more about Cole.
Yeah. Would we get a backstory on Cole?
Yeah,
probably not.
Maybe they'll have him as
he might talk about his backstory.
Yeah, they may have him talking about like how he met Maggie, how he met Georgie, and their kind of stories and journeys a little bit together. Maybe they'll do something like that to give us a little bit of context. Because I tweeted after the episode ended about those 2 other people that were with the group, and apparently they showed up magically when they were fighting the Reaper. And then as they were going to Alexandria, there was 2 other people with them that we never knew were there. I was like, where are these people come from?
It's like this. It's like the citizens of Alexandria that pop out every once in a while.
Yeah.
Other people that are in Alexandria, but we've never seen.
Yeah. So I figured they were the 2 people who survived their outpost being burned down. They just ran out in the woods and then just magically found each other, but we didn't talk to them. We didn't say, hey, you guys are alive? No, you're strolling with us, Alexandria? Cool.
Sure.
Like, we don't know who you are. But yeah. So let us know what you think, guys. If you guys are familiar with the source material, do you think Maggie should have, I wouldn't say should, but do you think it would be a good idea for them to give a romantic relationship to her? And knowing what she's dealing with Negan and Glenn and just everything that she's gone through, we're down with it.
Absolutely, guys.
So as far as to learn more about Cole, we want more on that,
absolutely. And Elijah.
Exactly. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more. We appreciate it. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.